Hi, I'm Ben Harrington from Wrap Digital. On this week's video blog, we're looking at component number 3 of how you construct a sales funnel for your online marketing. And this week, it's how you make the sale itself. Okay, so on this week's video, we're really looking at the third component of a sales funnel, and it's following on from the other videos I've done about how you construct a sales funnel. This video is going to be useful for anyone that does any kind of online marketing for their business. Now, the other videos were about how a sales funnel is made up in terms of the components of it, and then we've been drilling down on each aspect of that. So the first one was about how you attract people into your sales funnel. If you can't bring people into your sales funnel, you ain't going to make any sales. And then we looked at how you nurture those people, so how you grow the relationship with them and actually nurture those prospects. And then today is about how you then generate the sales at the bottom, and it links in with all these, because if you're doing these properly, then generating sales shouldn't be too difficult. So you can go and watch those videos. I'll put the links to those up. Now, the three things I want to talk about today are really fundamental principles of sales that often a lot of companies don't realise they're getting wrong or haven't thought about trying. And it can make a big difference, because if you've done this bit right, this bit should be fairly straightforward. The first thing I want to talk about is barriers. Now, this is fundamental, and it's something that many companies miss. Are there any barriers to people buying your product or service? You could have the best product in the world or the best service in the world, and people could be really interested in what you're offering, but if there's something that's stopping them doing that, you're not likely to convert as many sales. So let me give you an example. I worked with a business a few months ago who sold a physical product, but the only way you could buy the product online on their website was by phoning them up and handing over your credit card details. Now, there's two things wrong with that. Number one is people often don't trust giving their credit card details physically to someone they've never met. But number two, if you're online in the evening and you want to buy that product, either you've got to wait till the next day, or if it's a Friday, you've got to wait till Monday to buy that product. That's not a very good way to conduct your business. And they were finding, when we did some analytics of their site, that a lot of people were dropping off at the buy it stage. So all we did there was set up a PayPal function, instructed it into their website, and it meant that they were able to make far more sales because they were using a trusted method, and you could do it any time of the day. Another company I had dealt with repairing mobile phones and tablets. They were based in the southeast of England, and they had a very quick turnaround. They were really a great company offering a great service. Now, they operated all over the UK, but the problem was, if you were within a sort of 50-mile remit of them, it was great. Outside that, it was really expensive to have your phone or your tablet sent to them. So we focused more on working on the southeast of England, where, let's face it, there are millions of people, so there's plenty of people that could use their service. And it meant that we weren't getting phone calls from people moaning about the price of couriering a phone to them based in Scotland or Manchester or wherever else it may be. So that was a barrier to them succeeding in their sales. What barriers do you have that prevents people from buying from you? The next aspect that I want to talk about is, think about something called a tripwire. Now, a tripwire is basically a sample of your product or service. Is there something that you can provide that may not be the full service, but that gives an indication as to what your business or the product you offer or the service you offer is like, that's going to help someone be more likely to become a full-term client? I offer this in my business. I might say to someone, okay, I appreciate you don't want to sign up for 6 months or 12 months or whatever it may be. Let's run a limited program for a month. Let's see what the results of that are, and let's see how our relationship works. It might be that we're not suited to one another, not for any particular bad reason, but by having that sort of limited sample, if you like, they get a better idea as to what it will be like to work with me. And you can do the same with you, whether it's a physical product or an actual service. You can try a limited service to help increase trust in what you do. Number 3 is, let's look at increasing engagement. Now, actually, this is something that you can be doing in the nurturing process. But if the people that you're email marketing to and corresponding with haven't really engaged with you, haven't replied to your emails, etc., what can you do to help increase that engagement, because it's going to make your relationship more solid. Let's say, for example, you might want to set up a survey. So why don't you send them a survey or a questionnaire to say, hey, we're trying to find out more about how we can help you. Please complete this. Or in my situation, I might send someone a questionnaire saying, why not find out what the best marketing tools are for your business by answering these following 10 questions. I can then respond to them with a more specific proposal about how I can help them. Can you do that for your business? It's a great way to engage with people. What about conducting a webinar? These aren't that hard to set up nowadays. There are lots of tools you can use to do it. If you invite people who are your prospects onto your webinar to understand more about your business or your product, that could be a really good way of helping to increase engagement. If you don't know how to do it, find someone that does. There's lots of people that could help. What about sending them something physical? This kind of goes back to the tripwire if you're going to send them a sample of your product. But maybe send them a postcard, maybe send them something which says we've put you into a competition to win our product or service. Or maybe even something like a scratch card. Send them something physical, scratch off to see if you won a prize, and they send it back to you. It's a great way of increasing engagement. And by doing one of those 3 things, you're going to build better relationships with the people for whom you're working. Now, none of these things will work if you haven't done this bit well. So, the 3 components that we've talked about up until now do work together very well. So go back and look at those videos. The links I said we'll put up for you. But hopefully you've found that useful, and it will help increase the sales and the percentage of people that are coming into your sales funnel and then converting to be your clients. Well, if you've liked this content, please like it and share it with anyone that might, also find it valuable. And please feel free to leave a comment in the box below. I've been Ben Harrington, and my phone number and email address will come up at the end of this video if you have any questions or want to know more about how I can help your business. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.